All right, everyone, we are ready to start the Pikmin 2 double bingo. There was a triple bingo incentive, but unfortunately it was not meant. So we're just going to go ahead and do the teamed up double bingo with your two favorite your two favorite runners on both the right and the left, and the colors will be updated thusly. So stay tuned as we get those updated as well. So I will go ahead and bring in the runners as we speak to start our match. We will have Ash Eevee, Node, TCB Trio, and X High on our race tonight. How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm good.
Excellent. You guys ready for the awesome Pikmin match you guys got today?
Yep.
Yep.
So.
All right, so we'll go and get the bingo stuff ready. If you guys want to go ahead and give us a card, make sure to get that also posted.
Okay. Evie, send Paul me the
What am I doing?
I'll need that the bingo card so we can get it.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
I got
take your
that.
time.
I just already sent it.
Thank you, Node. Oh. Not mean to log in as All right, so it looks like we're going to be ready here in just a hot minute. So is there anything you'd like to say before you guys start your match?
Good luck to the other team.
Well, best of
good
luck
luck
to you too.
Wait, what? You two are on the same team.
I don't know people's voices apart, and if you didn't say anything, it probably would have sounded natural. Welcome to Pikmin 2 Bingo.
You guys are that
Like how
cool.
everything always goes.
All right, who wants to do the countdown? Are we getting going?
I would love to do so if you guys would give me the beautiful honors to do so.
Sure.
That's fine.
Excellent.
Everybody's ready, right?
Yep.
All right, I see
I'm
that you're
ready.
all ready. I'll go ahead and give the countdown. Good luck to every one of you guys. Good luck to both teams. And without a go, here we go. On 3, 2, 1, begin. Good luck to you all.
All right, so to start off this run, we're all gonna run through White Flower Garden and get the knapsack treasure, which allows us to do a hard trick called Early Blues, which allows us to get the blue Pikmin without having yellow Pikmin. So you're gonna see us all after we grow some Pikmin. We're all gonna do that.
Now, I will admit, I am someone who's actually not very familiar with the Pikmin series. So, could you guys give us a quick, just kind of a quick overview of kind of what Pikmin's about?
So basically, Pikmin is about managing your groups of Pikmin and it like if this wasn't a bingo, then like the main goal in Pikmin 2 would be to repay your Hocotate Freight's debt, which is the company you work for. Because they go into debt after some incident.
Yeah,
Since
we'll
this
just
is
call
a
it an
bingo, we
incident.
just have a bunch of goals laid out. Some which have to do with collecting specific treasures. Some which have things to do with like the numbers of Pikmin you have. And since like in this game especially, you kind of have like the order, like the ability to do what you want pretty much in any order. Especially with the discovery of early blues back in 2012. It makes the game a lot less linear, and it makes for a good bingo, because you can just route a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of different...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Question.
I guess it kind of was a question, but what is early blue? You could, again, for someone who's not familiar, could you kind of explain what the
You'll
trick is?
see it in just a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So, okay, so let me try to explain it now, and you'll see it in a few minutes or so. Basically, there's this item that you get at the end of the White Flower Garden cave called the knapsack. It's a really glitchy item. So, what it does is, like, its intended use is you lie down and a Pikmin can carry you back to the ship, or the onion. But with the way Pikmin carry stuff, it basically like just carries you to the nearest waypoint, which lets you kind of climb up ledges at will.
And then that there's two different glitches or oversights. One of them is a glitch called scale glitch, where if you interrupt the movement of a scale, which is just one of those seesaw blocks that you'll see when we do it with a cutscene, it'll be put inside that block and you can travel out of bounds. And then another thing that happens is that when you are using your knapsack as a treasure, so when a treasure falls off the edge of a stage like the one that I'm on right now, it will respawn it at the nearest waypoint. Precisely using this, we can actually spawn inside the blue onion area, and that's how we get to early blues.
Interesting.
However, with the with that trick, there is a risk of a soft lock.
Yeah, there is a risk of a soft lock, which
like if you time it wrong or something, like you can soft lock, and you will have to reset. So we're going to be saving before it, just in case.
Which conveniently, we have a really convenient save location if we remember it, because if you've noticed on every sub-level it's been saving, and then at the end of a cave we can choose to save.
Ah, I see.
And failing it at the failing it on the soft lock only loses about a minute or so. But since in speedruns in RTA, we don't run with a memory card, that actually just kills the run. It's riskier in payoff debt than it is for bingo, because in bingo we all just use a memory card.
However, if one person from one team does soft lock, it is a significant advantage for the other.
It is a significant advantage for the other team. That is to be said.
And since you guys are doing this as double teams, are these two individual games running, or are you guys kind of playing like a two-player mode sort of thing?
These are two individual games.
Individual, yeah.
Gotcha.
So while I'm not entirely sure where the other three runners have gone, I'm pretty sure that TCB Trio's stream is going to be a little bit farther behind the other three. This is not due to any sort of stream lag. I actually collected a spicy spray before entering White Flower Garden. We won't really do too much with the spicy sprays right now, but as I
should
enter
probably
into
collect
Valley
treasure.
of Repose, I'm going to use them to complete other objectives much faster than I normally could, as well as check off the 5 spicy and 5 bitter bingo box.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
basically, for those who don't know, the way sprays work is there are two types. There's spicy sprays and bitter sprays. Spicy sprays power up your Pikmin so they attack twice as quickly, which can be very useful for like completing tasks such as breaking down a wall. And bitter sprays will petrify an enemy and turn them into stone for a short amount of time, so that they become easier to defeat.
Yeah. Okay, so on my stream, I just saved for doing early blues. You'll see me do the first knapsack exploit to get up to the area by the chance totem, which is just a treasure up there. And then I am
Of course,
going
this is a
to...
perfect payoff that layout.
Of course it is, yeah. Okay, sometimes the knapsack doesn't like to work first try, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm just going to get rid of one of these Pikmin here because I don't need it. Going to throw this Pikmin into the poison. The cutscene, interrupting the skill with a cutscene, so now I'm out of bounds. Correctly, and I'm not nervous enough.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, I know. And about here. And then with the precise timing, I hit the X button, and I respawn inside of the blue area without soft locking.
Very nice.
Yeah. And so here I'm just going to be growing some blue Pikmin and traveling to another cave so I can get the blue onion by the... Because when you travel to a cave, the blue onion, after you've discovered it, it will go to... by the ship. That I can get the blues after I do some more growing. And then get done with this. Dude, I love it when the Pikmin attack the log poles instead of attacking the pellet posies. I actually don't love that.
I almost forgot to save.
You're that far behind me?
I had to get stuff in White Flower Garden.
The trash
It's
talk
fine.
starts early.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before
See.
much of this trash talk, starts, I guess I'll try and make another quick insert here about Doctors Without Borders. A lot of these doctors who go overseas to help all these people and face really hard times, as well as the people there. It's not easy trying to be a doctor over these borders with wars, famine, disease, and other natural disasters going on. Every donation that you make towards these incentives, every single penny will go towards each one of those doctors' salaries, giving each one of them a good chance to help other citizens, as well as children, young adults, and more, with any ailments or potentially life-threatening things that may happen to them with some help. Be sure to get your donations in and check out the other incentives.
So I'm
Anyway, continue.
performing early blues right now. Hopefully I don't soft lock.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes
Or I
whenever...
can just... I didn't even soft lock, I just fell out of bounds during rock movement.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes whenever we do bingo or do a run. We're just like, oh, I hope I don't soft lock. Oh, hey, I soft lock. Ha 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 ha.
This, folks, is why we saved.
Yeah, this is why we save. And it's also frustrating in pay off debt because while in bingo, like 5 or 6 minutes in and pay off debt, the trick is about half an hour into the run. So if you fail that, it's pretty frustrating. Game all over again, and nobody likes early game. So right now I'm just farming more blue Pikmin. And that's about all I had to say. What's going on downstairs?
And right now I am working on the 45 whites, that is TCB Trio, so I had to re-enter White Flower Garden to grow an additional 15. The flowers will automatically wilt after growing 30 white Pikmin. That is to prevent players from abusing them and gaining 100 white Pikmin too early into the game. However, there will be 15 more available to grow later on in the bingo run.
Soft lock.
And the joys of early blues begin.
Basically, the way you can tell if you soft locked is there's a light above the captain's head, and if you respawn and that light isn't shining, then you soft lock. So that's how I know if I soft locked like so quickly. This is just the marathon curse.
What are you seeing guys' favorite tricks to actually do in this game?
Really, there aren't that many tricks. Like, it's really just early blues and variations of the knapsack climbs, because there are a lot of those.
And then there are some other more technical things, like some boss fights are really fun to do, I'd say. Beady Longlegs is one of my favorite boss fights to do, and that comes right at the end of the run.
Pay up that.
Yeah, on payoff that. But in all treasures, you encounter Beady Longlegs twice. Because it spawns once in Citadel of Spiders and the other time full of heroes after you pay off the debt.
Third try.
This game is a little bit different when compared to many speed games because there aren't so many technical tricks that you have to execute, as well as you're just supposed to be multitasking and reading various RNG that appear during the course of your run.
Yeah, I guess that's something else you could mention, is that this game is very RNG heavy. It's not like a good at the game can still consistently get like very high ranking times, even if they get bad RNG, but it's just sometimes at higher levels just requires good luck in general.
And something I'd like to point out about early blues.
Okay, speaking of bad luck, there's a grass patch here, and normally there's at least 2 nectars there. My purple Pikmin did not grab any nectars, so now I have to go scouting out for, okay, I guess this nectar.
So one thing I'd like to mention about early blues, the early blues that you'll see TCB Trio that just performed, that really shouldn't have worked. There's a very certain timing to holding and pressing X, and I was, well, admittedly very early, but occasionally you do actually hit like the very bare minimum of frames, so that always feels very good to get that, even though I really shouldn't have.
Okay, what am I doing now? Alright.
Okay, so now I've unlocked another area called Perplexing Pool, and just to tease all of you, I'm going to go to Valley of Repose first and get my goals done here, because it just helps, because I can non-red Pikmin extinction in Valley of Repose, or in the other area easier. Pikmin in Valley of Repose, so that's just easiest. Thank you.
I don't think I do. I don't need to.
So I've got to ask, and this is open to all 4 of you, what was your inspiration for choosing Pikmin as a game to speedrun, and why do you still choose to run it today?
Pikmin 2, when I was
okay.
growing up, it was my favorite game. And originally I started out speedrunning, trying to speedrun a few different games at Pikmin 2. I was just like, oh hey, this is one of my favorite games ever. How about I try it? And I instantly fell in love with the speedrun, and and at one point I was top 10, but I haven't been able to run that much since then, so I've been bopped back to 14th, I believe. Where am I going? This is not the correct way.
See, there's a challenge mode aspect to this game that I used to be fairly active in trying to achieve high scores. However, that community is almost exclusively Japanese, and without the ability to speak Japanese, I found myself joining more conversations about story mode speedrunning, and eventually they all were just bad enough influences on me to get me going.
That sounds like kind of what happened to me with Super Metroid. Just everyone was a bad enough influence. I just kind of just tuned in enough where I just ended up joining in.
Absolutely.
And that happens sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna be killing... Okay, this is... I think I can... Okay, what the hell is happening?
So right now I'm doing a couple of tricky knapsacks climbs to get to the Bullblack's kingdom. To do two, one to get on like the edge of the stump, and then one to get on top of it.
Okay, so right now I'm just... Okay, I got the good luck that I needed to defeat this Snagret. So that's another goal marked off for us. Going to travel over here, and there's another enemy that I have to defeat, which I honestly don't do that often, and it's easiest to do it with bitter sprays. So, wish me luck, I guess. Oh yeah, there are water dumples here too. So, luckily I have a lot of blue Pikmin here, and I can afford to lose some. Because I need to get an extinction anyways. Here it comes. Oh god, I'm not looking for it. Get in the water!
So I guess one thing that we didn't mention yet
Back
is
out
that
of the water.
the caves in this game that make up a majority of the game. The way they're laid out, like each floor is laid out, is kind of random. So basically the game decides to kind of play like a jigsaw puzzle when it loads each floor, and it just takes like specific sets of cave units and like rooms and corridors and puts them together according to a bunch of rules and stuff that are hard-coded into the game. And that makes things pretty difficult for speedrunners, since you don't know for sure where everything is immediately. So it makes for a lot of rooting on the fly, because like if a treasure is really far away, then you might want to get a different one instead. Where is this?
So I'm trying a new tactic of fighting this guy. Feeding it white Pikmin, which will kill it. I've gotten its health down low enough that I can probably just kill it with the rest of my Pikmin now. Because it's not an easy thing to fight without bitter sprays. And now I'm just tanking a whole bunch of blue Pikmin too. Fine. As long as I can get this treasure back, which, yeah, I have enough Pikmin for it. Where's Olimar? He's over here. I basically need to wait for this treasure to get back to the ship. I can end day and go to Perplexing Pool. Killed some whites because this would be moving faster if I had more whites. Because white Pikmin carry treasures a lot faster than the other.
So I'm
Purples are the
coming up on
slowest.
the end of Bulblack's Kingdom soon. The boss of Bulblack's Kingdom is the big baddie Emperor Bulblax, which is the final boss of the first game. And you're gonna see how much of a joke we make it.
Yeah, with purple Pikmin and the fact that they also nerfed the boss for Pikmin 2 because it's not intended to be the, like, final boss of the game. It's just a laughing matter, really. Collected the temporal mechanism now. At least I hope this is the temporal mechanism, because I don't really remember what treasure is which. Okay, that is the temporal mechanism.
Well, that would have been pretty fun to do live.
That would have been pretty fun to fight that thing for like 3 minutes and then have it be the wrong treasure.
Alright, so I'm about to fight Emperor Bulblax. And he's dead.
So in general, just by overwhelming anything with purple Pikmin, you can pretty much just kill it unless the devs specifically put in mechanics to stop that from happening.
And even then, like, we can get around those mechanics sometimes.
Usually by throwing the purple Pikmin again, most commonly.
Yeah, basically.
There's a boss in this game, Nanette Legs, which is essentially a giant robotic fighter that can shoot bullets at your Pikmin. That
It has a machine gun.
Yes, it has a machine gun. By throwing roughly 20-ish Pikmin at it through 2.5 times, you can actually take down its entire health. Which is pretty overpowered when you get right down to it. Because
It is
instead of...
really hard, though. Not like
Yes, it
super
is
hard, but it's fairly hard.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
not
very
super
specific
difficult, but
trick.
it's definitely requires practice to do so. I wouldn't say it's like more difficult than early blues, but it's definitely not an
Right.
easy trick to learn. The boss fights like that. Like
you
the
will get
boss.
to see that because I will be fighting Manette Legs for its
oh my
treasure
God,
that
that
is
knapsack
worth
though,
100 Pokos.
Oh, nice. So right now I'm doing another knapsack exploit to try to get up to the yellow onion. I had it there, but I walked off the edge. But
Don't
again,
do
let me
that.
be more careful. Okay, now I'm up in the yellow Pikmin area. I'm gonna knock down these pellets first. Then I will get my yellow Pikmin and grow my 100 yellows. The yellow Pikmin are perched up on this tree up here.
Alright, so now I'm in Valley of Repose, and the first thing blocking our way is a gate in the water. So our first priority is to take that down as quickly as possible, so I bring 50 blues and get straight to working on that, and then I get out my other Pikmin.
And what you're gonna see me doing here is that I'm gonna pull out all of my Pikmin before the yellow Pikmin get back to their onion, because when a enemy is collected above ground, 100 Pikmin out on the field, the Pikmin go inside the onion instead of that just saves time from having to pluck the Pikmin.
Oh, TCB, did you get the yellow pellet from the snag?
Oh, I did get the yellow pellet. I should mention that. So,
Yeah.
even though I haven't unlocked yellow Pikmin quite yet, Certain enemies in this game can actually just drop randomly pellets that you haven't unlocked yet. So in order to complete the collect 5 pellets from every color ordinarily, I would have to travel to Perplexing Pool. However, because the game was particularly nice to me, it does save roughly, I would say, like about 2 minutes from my bingo, from not going to Perplexing Pool.
Actually,
nice.
probably more like 3 minutes.
More like 3 minutes. So it is quite substantial RNG yet. So I was very fortunate to do that.
Other
Alright,
thing to note is that
I'm gonna do the knapsack to Subterranean Complex right now. That one is really fun.
and another thing to note is that Pikmin do not have to be immediately next to you when you enter a cave to have them enter the cave. They just have to be in your party. So that allows us to like enter and get my Pikmin with me, even though they were up on the ledge. So now I'm gonna fight this enemy down here, which is Toby Oyster. A lot of there's a lot of Pikmin. If I can actually target it.
Alright, Subterranean Complex is a long cave, and it can be either really nice or really not nice. So I'm gonna hope that it's really nice, because I do have to do most of the cave. Alright, there's the tape. I need that. And then the other treasure here is buried. Normally, like, in a payoff debt run, you'd have the treasure gauge, but that requires going to the end of Hole of Beasts, which is slow. So we just try to find it without the treasure gauge at all.
Rather difficult sometimes. Especially when it doesn't spawn where it normally does spawn, which can happen and is frustrating in Bingo.
Oh, nice, I found it. Okay. That was really, that's like really good. That's where I wanted it to be.
So right now, in order to get a very large amount of bitter spray in a very short amount of time, I'm going to be taking advantage of spray duping. As anyone who's played this game is probably familiar, sprays can randomly drop from enemies when you use bitter sprays against them, or can come from a set enemy such as the beetle that ejects poison. So what I do is run both captains into each spray drop to get 2 sprays for the price of 1, which allows me to A, complete the goal of 5 spicy and 5 bitters faster, as well as collect more bitters for whatever speed run that I would be doing. It saves a very large amount of time while collecting all treasures.
Re-enter Citadel of Spiders to make that Oyster respawn, which, because it contains a treasure, it will always respawn. And yeah, that's that. So I'm entering.
Right, where is this treasure? There it is.
And also, when you're in caves, you don't need your Pikmin in your party at all to proceed to the next sublevel or give up and escape. So I'm just taking advantage of not having to call all my Pikmin with me, and that just saves me a little bit of time. Now I'm going to put these, except for a few of them. Actually, I'll put my reds away so I can have more Pikmin. Oh, I need 4 more Pikmin, come on. Oh my god, why did I do that?
Right, I don't need to get anything here. There's none of these treasures.
And again, I'm just getting 100 Pikmin on the field, so I don't have to deal with any other stuff And I have all my blues out now, so after I collect these treasures, I can just nuke my blues and get the get a non-red Pikmin extinction. Hey, Star Smiley, thank you.
I'd like to go ahead and make a quick shout to some of our other donation incentives, including Pika and Floha seeing Lifelight from the new Super Smash Bros. Old main theme, which is still current 040. We also have the DK Crew Raps Along song 36 from 50. If you'd like to see some of these and more other donation incentives be met, be sure to go ahead and bring them in.
No, I
Get
don't.
in those donations.
Alright, so on this floor is always has like the same big room with like this thing. You can use this little knapsack exploit to skip walking some. And if the hole happens to be on the closer side, it would normally take more walking to get there since you have to go all the way around. But if you knapsack really precisely, you can wake up and be standing on the rim of the pathway, and from there you can kind of just like walk off and land on the path below and save like 20 seconds. What is this layout? I'm not gonna complain because it looks good, but
So in most
wait, no,
layouts
I'll
that
wait.
have set layouts, you can usually find a knapsack exploit in order to make them faster. The challenging part for speedrunners is to discover knapsack exploits outside of set layouts and above ground areas. In certain areas like Snaggart Hole 2, finding a way to get out of bounds without using with using reasonable means could actually be a gigantic time save in certain scenarios.
Alright, so if you're watching me, I just rushed that treasure with a bunch of whites. White Pikmin carry really fast, so I was able to just, like, avoid killing all of those enemies. So that saved me a lot
If
of
you were
time.
watching me, I just
because
killed a
there were
whole bunch of
lot
blue
of
Pikmin,
enemies on the way.
which was satisfying. So I just killed a whole bunch of blues, and that was fun. So actually I have that. Not donate. What am I talking about?
Donation.
Bingo goal. I have that bingo goal done.
Where is...
X High, did you not get the 8 bitter
Romeo?
sprays? Supposed to do that on Frontier Cavern 1.
Oh no, do we have a mistake?
He says he has 7 out of 8.
Evie,
So
how
now
are we
just to
doing on?
confirm that
I am on Subterranean Complex 7 right now.
Cool. So I am actually
my-
done with all of the goals that I was tasked to do. Now it is up to Evie to collect the 12 treasures worth 100 Pokos.
I need to find the exits of this place.
So
Oh
far,
man, this is getting pretty
pleasure.
close.
I will
Yeah,
take
this
on
is.
this bulb orb with no one but Olimar.
Oh, guy got the bug body cutscene.
Olimar took a hit.
I swear that Gatling Groink kills my Pikmin. Alright. So those were Gatling Groinks. One of them that stands on that pedestal just stands there and doesn't move. But the other one roams around the sub-level freely and can just kill your Pikmin if it wants to.
So
I'm gonna get a
looks
couple
like
of extra purple. That's the
X-High,
third time I've gotten Matites.
so X-High is entering Frontier Cavern 1 right now, attempting to get his final spray, and on the thing he has it now, so we have 1.
Well, congratulations to you both.
Congratulations,
My
GG,
timer is
guys.
about a 36 flat, so
That's quite a good time.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
is.
entering Subterranean Complex 9 right now. I'll probably be another 3 minutes at most. Alright, so here I'm going to attempt the quick kill on Man at Legs.
Yes, for spray goals, if
Wish
they
me
use the
luck.
spray after meeting the goal does stay marked. You just have to have it say 8 at one time, or 5 and 5 at one time, or more, and then you're golden.
And
I
in
will
the
say that was
meantime,
really close,
Perfect.
guys.
Buzz. This
So
is
that
usually
was the
how
Man at Legs
bingos
quick
go.
kill. Getting this treasure, which lights up caves. It's a special treasure.
so as long as we haven't to attempt a trick that I haven't practiced in quite a little bit, and it's called Onion Replica Early. This is a trick that you don't normally really see in bingos unless they go for the Onion Replica, and since none of us did, I figured I might as well show the trick. What it involves doing is going into Perplexing Pool and popping up this scale so that it's closer to the stump, and if I can knapsack correctly, I should be able to just fall right below.
This is
So now
amazing.
I'm-
If you look at my screen, I just had a blue Pikmin that's just spinning there forever.
Now from here, if I walk forward correctly, which I did not do, I could in theory get the Onion Replica early, which is why this is a good thing that nobody attempted this in the run. It is a very
Yeah.
difficult trick.
This-
However,
It's only
unlike
used in all
something like
treasures.
Early Blues, you have the opportunity to try again.
So now I'm just waiting for this treasure to be dug up, and once that gets collected, I am done.
Nice. Ring by the Snagret.
I'm choking.
And that is it for me.
Good job.
Alright, so we almost have a perfect arrow going on the bingo board.
Almost.
That is
It's like
really
some
cool,
weird
guys.
double arrow.
GG to both runners. That was intense. I was kind of holding my breath there.
Certainly close.
Well, unfortunately, with soft locking and difficulties on Early Blues, bingos have a potential to get a little advantageous. However, between there was Early Blues on both sides, it was a pretty fair fight.
I'd say so. Had Eevee not had not failed, they probably would have won instead of us. So that just shows you how close it can be.
Yeah. And also the fact that TCB got lucky with that pellet drop from the Snagret.
Oh yeah, that definitely saved them a lot of time. Had that not happened,
Had that not happened, I would have had to do the yellow Pikmin trick that you saw Node do earlier in the run.
which is not an easy trick. I mean, it's not difficult, but it's hard to set up. Rather precise.
And let's see what would have happened. Oh boy. But alright, that is the Pikmin 2 bingo. Thank you for watching. Second try, early yellows.
Of course, you guys want to take just a couple of moments to go ahead and answer any quick questions you may have? Or maybe even just have a quick shout out or two, or maybe answer a couple of things?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do an interview if you want.
Of course.
Sure, we should have just a little bit of time, so I'll be happy to go ahead and have them switch it on over. So, GG to both of you guys. I was really happy with that run. That was really close. What did you guys kind of think of this endeavor here? What did you guys think of the run?
Well, I'd say I felt I did well because I got all of my stuff done in time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all you can say from the winning team.
I mean, I still think I did well, even though I failed early blues twice, I think it was.
Yeah, it was certainly really close, and you did definitely route really well. It's just, it's
Yeah.
interesting on some of these cards to see that, because there are some cards that when we're doing bingo, we will just choose the same objectives and columns and whatnot. But this time, we didn't even share, we only shared 2 goals.
Wow.
Yeah, and, like,
That's
when we were
really
doing,
cool.
our rehearsal run earlier today, it was really fast. Like, we did share 1 row, but I think me and TCB got, what was it, like a 27-minute time?
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, unfortunately, some bingo cards are actually so optimal that, to be honest, they're not even that entertaining. So it was nice that we got to visit all 3 areas today, so everyone got to see everything. Now, Wistful Wild would be a fun area to include, but that would require beating the game, and that is, at world record, 1 hour and 39 minutes.
Which, as much as
Yeah.
I'd love to see another, hour, 45 minutes of this, I don't think we quite have time.
Yeah.
If we had time, we might have done that, but, you know.
This is for bingo, not for payoff debt. So,
True.
that is true. What are some of you guys' favorite moments of this run thus far? It sounds like you guys had some really interesting moments here, and I'm really curious to kind of see what you guys were thinking as you had some really good moments in there.
Well,
yeah,
at the
for
end of
me-
the run,
you can go first.
yeah, okay. At the end of the run, when I saw that Hybara or X-High, as we call him Hybara, yeah, cleared Frontier Cavern 6. Normally you'd you'd farm 8 bitter sprays on Frontier Cavern 1. So I was a little concerned as to how he got to Frontier Cavern 6 and didn't have the 8 bitter sprays, so he had to run back to and get another bitter spray, which was a little nerve-wracking for me considering how close the other team was to finishing.
For me, I had a lot of fun routing out the 12 treasures worth exactly 100 Pocos. When I made that goal, like, I was just like thinking of like what other goals could there be? And then I was looking at, like, I have a database of all the treasures in the game. I was looking at, like, oh my god, there are, like, I think there are 31 treasures in the first 3 areas that are worth 100 Pocos. So,
Oh,
like,
so you had a good opportunity there.
yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's gonna be a goal. And just the fact that it worked out so perfectly that there are, like, exactly 12 in, like, the areas that I was going to.
Yeah.
One thing that was a little...
TC? Okay.
One thing that made me a little nervous, because I'm not the most frequent bingo player, is that when each plan, I was actually taking on 9 of the 10 objectives. So on top of not being incredibly experienced, I had to sort of figure out 9 things that also partially depended on RNG. So it was definitely juggling some chainsaws there, but I got everything done that I needed to. So I'm pretty happy about that.
I had to do 4 of the goals, and Hybara did the other 5. So it was a little more balanced there, but also we had a different setup, so. And faster for us if we had chosen, if I had done Prototype Detector instead of Hybara, but can't really complain.
I wouldn't complain either with the results you guys got. Well, GG to all of you guys. Chat, be sure to follow each one of these amazing runners, and thank you guys for joining us in the Bingothon this evening. We really appreciate the time you spent to go ahead and run for us this night. I know some of you guys might be ready, tired, and maybe even go to bed if you're here in the Americas time or anywhere similar. And Once again, thank you guys so much for all the time you guys have put towards this.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for
Yeah.
Pikmin 2 community.
Yeah, shout outs to your Pikmin 2 community, and if anybody who's curious, go ahead and PM these wonderful wonders for any information if you decide you want to start picking up Pikmin 2. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and cut to another brief intermission as we get ourselves set up for the next race, and we will see you guys here in just a couple minutes.
Fun with that.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, thank you so
Alright.
much. Have a good night.
You too.
See ya.
With that in the way, I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to each one of you guys for sticking around for